welcome to this week's Whip and Chat, so work in progress. And I like to do a little bit of a review on any products I've finished. I haven't done much this week. I've working on quite a big canvas that I put to the side, so I thought I just finished this. This is what we've been working on for Whip and Chats. So yeah, this is what we'd been working on for Whip and Chats. It's quite a nice little mandala. It came from Shoalhaven. It was Diamond Dots, but I think she's changed it to Shoalhaven Dotters or Diamond Dots. The link for the website's in the description below. Anyway, this was, she gave out some free gifts because it was her birthday. So when you placed an order, you got a free gift. So I quite like this one. I think I might stick it up around my desk. So yeah, so it was a little round one to work on, really good snack size. It didn't take too long to put together. So let's see what we're going to do today. Today I thought I'd start this one, so I don't think the unboxing's gone up yet, but I've got it here, so I thought I'd start it. So it's a little bit of a pendant, comes in a box. The first one that I had come through, all these parts were actually missing out of it. So they sent me another replacement. So it's got like a little round ring. Once you finish, you cut it out, pop it in there, and it's got a tassel and a hanging thing to hang it up with. So let's get into the drills. The drills are by number, which is fairly easy to work with. So I have my little snack. I use these for smaller projects now. I have a bigger one that I use for bigger projects. So I thought I like to keep them numbered as I'm going, because I know if you're anything like me, I always find ones that I haven't put the dots on once I'm finished. So I'm just going to kit this up just to make it easier. So this is one that I use a lot for special drills. So I just have the numbers 1 to 15, because that's how many was in my last one. If you need to put extra in there, extra numbers, then I'll just add another numbers. But normally your special drill projects don't have that many different ones. So there's actually 2 bags of 2. I'm just going to cut that second bag off and leave it to the side. You can just work straight off and do one number at a time, but I don't know, I kind of have this thing for kitting up. I enjoy it. So as I'm kitting up, let's get into what I've been doing. So last week was pretty basic, standard week, preschool, etc. during the week, the end of the week. I just completely missed that then. Oh well, I need to turn it over so I can see them when I miss them. Yeah, so that was pretty standard. We didn't do a lot after preschool. Mark had a bit of an accident on Friday. I think it was Friday. He had a bit of an accident at preschool and he fell over and skinned his knee. So apparently there was a fair few tears at preschool, but by the time I picked him up, he was fine. He was running around like a crazy person. Until I said to him, and I took one look at him, and at the moment the weather's nice and they love it at the bike track. And I think it was last week I was telling you that he came home black after preschool one day. Well, he was close to black on Friday. He was pretty dirty. So I said to him once we got in the car, said, right, take you home, you can finish your lunch. And then, because I always make sure, his rule is that if he doesn't eat everything at preschool, he has to finish it when he gets home. So got him home and said, right, when we get home, you're going to have a bath. Mummy, I don't want a bath. I'm like, why don't you want a bath? You're going to take my Band-Aid off and I don't want to take my Band-Aid off. I'm like, mate, it's just a Band-Aid. It's okay. We'll have one at home that will go over it. And because it was quite a big scrape, it was quite a wide Band-Aid. But you won't have the same. I'm like, no, I don't think we have exactly the same, but we have something similar. But I don't want a bath because I don't want to lose my Band-Aid. And he gets like this. I don't know where it comes from. He doesn't want to take his Band-Aids off. I don't know. He doesn't want to lose his Band-Aids. I'm like, it's just a Band-Aid, mate. So after him eating and calming down, we finally convinced him that he actually did need to take a bath and to get the Band-Aid. So he sits in the bath with his knee up in the air. I don't want to get my knee wet. I'm like, mate, you can't have a bath like this. You need to put your knee down. I don't want to get my knee wet. Anyway, sure enough, as soon as he starts playing for a bit, he forgets all the fact that he's got a Band-Aid on his knee, and he just starts putting his knee underwater. But then we did the mistake of, so by the time he was ready to take the Band-Aid off and get out of the bath, hubby had got home. So that was okay. I said, right, Papa can help you get the Band-Aid, put the Band-Aid on. I'm like, I'll give you a big cuddle. We'll take the Band-Aid off. Luckily, the Band-Aid had soaked enough in the water that it just came off fairly easily. There was no tearing of a Band-Aid off. So we got that. We got the Band-Aid off. And then hubby's sitting there. We're trying to put the new Band-Aid on, and I looked at it. I'm like, it's quite dirty in the graze. It wasn't a deep cut. It was more of a graze, but it was quite dirty in the graze. Like, you're going to have to give that a clean. I don't want you to clean it, mate. We need to clean it, because if we don't clean it properly, it's going to get infected, and it's going to be a lot worse. You know, reasoning with a 4-year-old. Except hubby grabbed the alcohol swabs to clean it. And of course, as soon as he put that alcohol swab on, it stung like anything. So that's all right. I calmed him down again. We got the betadine out and patched it up. Put a new Band-Aid on. And then we had the same. Then I'm like, all right, Saturday, you don't need a bath. That's all right. Then it got to Sunday, and it's like, no, mate, you need to have a bath. But I don't want to take my Band-Aid off. Mate, we need to have a bath. So finally convinced him to have a bath. And we got the Band-Aid off, and we've just left it off now. It's fine. He's fine. It's fine. One of the many scrapes and bumps I'm assuming he's going to have over the course of his life. He's a boy. He's an adventurous boy that likes to get into everything. So we dealt with that Friday night. And then Saturday, I got up. And hubby must have played Xbox Friday night. Now, quite a few months ago, probably 12 months ago, we had purchased this toy for Mark, which is these green bars that join together with these magnetic sort of ball bearings. We were about to eat dinner one night, and we said, all right, just go and put it up on the TV unit. Well, the TV didn't like it. We had some white spots on the TV. Now, apparently, according to hubby and his research, that shouldn't have happened. The magnets should not have affected the TV, but they did. So we've had this white spot on the TV. We had mainly two. But over the last few days, they were getting worse. Hubby sat up playing Xbox on Friday night. He's like, by the time I came to bed, there was 4 dots. By the time I got up the next morning and turned the TV back on, there was 5 dots. Now, it doesn't really bother me. I can watch the TV and try and ignore the dots. But the problem is the games he plays on Xbox, they look like the flash of gunfire. So he keeps thinking someone's shooting at him. He goes, right, these dots are getting progressively worse and quickly. They sat with 2 dots for a long, long time, but now they're getting worse. So we had to go I'd had a little bit of a sleep-in that day. By the time I got up, he'd already researched what TV and where we were going, and we went to buy a TV. So that's okay. We got down. I really didn't want to go up to the main shopping centre, so we found a JB that was in like a homemaker centre, so not quite as busy as your main shopping centre. So get up there. The guy gives us a fairly good price, and we're like, we better just check. There was a Harvey Norman, so we went up to Harvey Norman. And their price was probably a little bit cheaper, not by much, but a little bit. And then the guy's like, well, I can't tell you when it will be delivered. I'm like, what, a month, 2 months? I can't tell you until Monday. I'm like, well, that's not very good, because when hubby decides to do something, he does it. And he wants a new TV tonight to play on his Xbox. So I went back down to JB, and they're like, yep, we've got one in stock. You can pick it up today. I'm like, right, sweet, you've got the sale. So we got the TV. Hubby was very happy. But the issue was, now, we could have done it in one trip, but the delivery guy thought that in his car, he'd be able to fit it across the back seat. Boy, I'm going to run out of these. Hope not. I haven't dropped any, have I? I don't think so. I might do every second one. It's not going to work because I'm just going to drop it. These are so sticky. Once they go down, they do not want to move. He thought, yeah, it'd have to go across the back seat. And of course, we had Mark with us, so that wasn't going to happen. While I was waiting for him, really? I'm going to be one short. No, too short. Okay. Right. All right, bear with me. I'll be back. I'm going to go and see if I've got some in my stash. Okay, so this is my stash box for all my special drills. So what do we want? We want like the marquee ones. Needs to be bigger. Blue, pink. Oh no. Pink. Oh. Yep, perfect. We need, what, 2 more. This is why I keep my extra drills. But because you can't, so I'll explain my box, just in case you're wondering. Let me get those 2 out. So this is where I keep all my special ones. I have my ABs over here, and I just have each one in a little Ziploc bag, just with a bit of cardstock in it, just to keep it upright. And then I just keep the same set of colours together. So they're my AB. And then I have rhinestones here, and I've done them in colour groups. So they're all my different blues, green, orange, purple, reds, yellows, and then I've got some like random ones at the end that are clear or gold, or like that really dark dusty one. And then this side here, I've done them in this one's actually getting quite full. I've done them in like circles, so I have like a little circle, and then they go up in size. Specials, so anything that's a little bit different, or like the long shards, those kind of specials. Then we go teardrop, marquees, in the different sizes. So that's how I store all my special drills, my AB drills, my rhinestones. And they are handy for when, like, I'm not going to call this company again. They've already sent me a replacement because it had no drills. Just for 2 rhinestones. I can't be bothered. So luckily I had 2 similar. It'll do. You'll never notice. So yeah, while he was doing payment, I went and had a little bit of a look at Fantastic Furniture next door. It was just taking a little bit to do it, and you know, my 4-year-old is not one who just sits still for anything. So we went for a walk and he was excited to see all the different beds. He's like, I want a bunk bed now. I'm like, yeah, no. I'm quite happy with your race car bed. You can just keep your race car bed. His race car bed is a little bit special. When we moved to Sydney, I was looking around on... We have Facebook sites, and I don't know if you have them everywhere, but we have them here that are like freebie sites. So if you have something that you don't want, you can put it up for free and people come and collect it from you. So it's a really great way when you're cleaning out cupboards, instead of going to Salvation Army or something like that, you can just get people to pick it up. Reminds me, I've got a few things to put up that I've got laying around. So I was looking on that and I came across this single bed, and it was a race car bed. I'm like, that's awesome. So we contacted the guy, had to go and hire a trailer to go and pick it up. And then the day before we were meant to pick it up, I hurt my back. So we ended up getting a friend to come up and help Nick get it, luckily. So Nick gets there and the guy's telling us the history about the bed. And the bed was built in 1984 or 5, 3, 4 or 5, one of those. So some time ago. And it was actually built by his father for him. And it was his childhood bed. They had, for him and his brother, they had 2. And we got one of them. And then his kids had used this bed, and the house that they're in, they needed to get rid of these beds and get something new, because the beds were a bit big. They're a single bed, but they've got a whole frame around them. So they're a bit bigger, and they weigh a ton. I can't move it. It takes 2 of us to move. Has a big solid wood base under the mattress. And the reason I went single and I picked up a bed for free is because I had a single mattress already. He'll eventually, once he outgrows the wooden bed, he'll go into a king single. But it's really good because he was quite young. He was only about 18 months or just a little bit older than that. He wasn't quite 2 yet when we got it. And it was perfect because it's low to the floor, but it also has raised sides. So it meant that even if he rolled, he wouldn't roll out of it. So it's been a really, really good bed. So he was looking at all the bunk beds because we've never been shopping for beds with him. And I came across a new desk. You can probably tell my background's different. I got myself a desk. I'm really happy. It's got a hutch that sits up behind. So I've got a space in front of me to put everything on. It doesn't wobble like the trestle table I was using. So I'm slowly getting there. I'm absolutely loving it. I'm loving my space out here. I've got space because it's not up against a wall. It's kind of blocked off my area, which is really nice. So I've got space behind it. I'm going to start hanging some of my diamond paintings just to jazz up the other side of it. So I'm really loving it. And I've got a little spot for everything. I've got a spot for my miniatures. I've got a spot for my diamond painting whips for when we do our Wip and Chats. I've got a spot for all my card stuff. So I'm loving it. So we went and picked that up, and then hubby came and dropped us home, and then he went back for the TV while I started building the desk. So that was a lot of fun. You know, who's ever built some furniture before? But I did it. There was 2 parts I needed his help. The first was to put the top on, and just because you've got to lift a bigger bit of wood and then fit it into all the pins and screws and stuff, all the dowel bits. So I needed his help with that. And then when we went to screw the back of it on, it had pre-drilled holes for the top brackets but not the bottom. And by then my hands were starting to hurt with the screwdriver because it says do not use power tools, only use a hand screwdriver. So I was a bit over screwing screws by then, so he helped me with that. So while I built that, he got to set up the new TV. which he's very, very excited about. He got the sound bar to go with it because our lounge room's a triangle. So it's very hard to put up a surround sound or anything. We have a surround system we've never put back up since we moved. So we got the sound bar and he's loving it. So that was good. We were all very happy Saturday, and then he sat up and played Xbox Saturday night, which he loved doing on his new TV. And I sat out here for a bit and set up all my little craft spots and found little spots for everything. I've got another extra 2 drawers here, so I moved some stuff around. So I've got some things in drawers next to me. So that was fun. And then Sunday was a pretty crummy day. So we didn't do much Sunday. Sunday's our day. We have dumpling soup for dinner. I know Saturday we'd gone out for breakfast too before we went shopping. So it was a pretty big day. And then Sunday, hubby had to sleep in because he was up playing Xbox all night. And we didn't do much Sunday. It was a pretty crummy day. We watched a movie in the afternoon and I promptly fell asleep. So I had a nap while they finished watching the movie. And then Monday was a beautiful day here. It was 28 degrees. Beautiful, beautiful day. So on Monday, Mark and I went down to the river. We've got a river very close by to us. We're back onto the Royal National Park. We're not far from the Royal National Park. So we spent the afternoon, we went and got some chippies and went down the river and had some chippies, and he played in the water. It was so funny though. He goes, he's playing on the sand for a bit with his monster trucks, and we dug some channels and had the water going everywhere, and that was fun. He was enjoying that. And then he finally obviously decided it was time to actually get in the water. Now, it was a really nice day, but by the time we decided to leave, these clouds came over. So I thought about taking his bathers, but I'm like, that cloud's coming over. Oh, look, I've got a round one. That cloud's coming over, and it can get quite cold down by the river when the clouds come over. So I went, look, he's just in board shorts and a t-shirt, and I thought about putting a skirt or shorts on, but I'm like, I'll just stay in my leggings. It looks like it's starting to get overcast anyway, so that'll be fine. But we got down the river and the clouds went away again, and it was really beautiful down there, and he'd played for a bit. And do we have that ready colour? Oh, well. He played for a bit, and then he decided he wanted to get in the water. He's so funny. He comes up to me, he goes, Mummy, I want to go swimming. I want to take all my clothes off. I want to go naked. I'm like, no, mate, there's other people around here. You can't go naked. Take your shorts off. Because he's still in a car seat, I'm like, take your shorts off. I've got to put something on his bottom when I bring him home, or else all the clips on the car seat are going to they're going to hurt him. So that's all right. I took his shorts off and had his jocks, and I'm like, just leave your t-shirt on. I was a bad mummy. I forgot to take the sunscreen as well. I'm like, no, just leave your t-shirt on and your jocks. But can I get them wet? Yeah, mate, just go and get them wet. That's fine. I took a towel. I'm like, when you finish, we'll just strip the wet clothes off, and then you can just put your shorts back on to get in the car. Okay. Mummy, you come swimming with me. I'm like, mate, it's got to be pretty hot for me to want to go swimming. I'm like, mate, I don't want to come swimming. I've got my leggings on. You know, I've got my clothes on. I didn't bring my bathers. You know, you can go and paddle in the water. I can watch you from here. Mummy, come and swim with me. Just take all your clothes off and go naked. I'm like, no, mate. Not everyone around here wants to see Mummy swimming naked at the river. No. But Mummy, just take your clothes off and come swimming. Like, no, mate. I'm not taking my clothes off. We're not going swimming naked at the river. Maybe if we had our own swimming pool at home, but not at the river. But the other thing is I get attacked by every animal that can possibly bite. Mozzies love me. I swell up from them. Anything that bites will find me and bite. And the sandflies are starting to come out. So, and there was all these creepy crawly. I walked back to the picnic mat and I was looking at my footprint. I'm like, I can see creepy crawly insects in here. So I was trying to avoid going down to the water because I knew that there was insects and creepy crawlies around that would bite me. So I was sitting on the mat, cross-legged, looking at my feet, looking at my legs, looking all around to me to make sure nothing was crawling on the mat and going to eat me. So I must remember next time we go down to take some sort of bug spray to put on. I'll have to go and see if I've got any bug spray left. I haven't checked my stash for this season because there's going to be lots of creepy crawlies down there. So that was really nice. And then Tuesday was swimming. And yet again, he had a new teacher today. They split them into different groups. So there was just 2 kids with each teacher. And the other little boy gets out of the pool. And I'm like, what's Mark doing? He's still in the pool. Yeah, Mark was still in the pool because he wanted to do a big dive bomb. Because the next thing I look up, he's standing on the edge of the pool doing a big dive bomb into the pool to his teacher's arms and comes out of the pool with the biggest smile on my face. She let me do a dive bomb into the pool. And he was just so happy. He was so happy. He then continued to, as he was having a shower, because I find sometimes public pools and chlorine affects his skin. So I'm like, nope, you're going to have a shower and wash all that chlorine off you. As he's having a shower, he was so excited. He was, like giggling really loud and talking really loud. I'm like, mate, you need to quieten down. Da, 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 da. I'm like, mate, because when he's in the change rooms having a shower, it's also when one of the water aerobics classes finishes, and you've got all the older ladies. There's some younger ones, but most of them are older ladies quietly in the change room trying to get dressed, and I've just got my son in there going rah, 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 at the top of his voice. Like, okay, just you don't scare these women. Don't scare these women. They've come for a nice aerobics class and to relax and do their exercise, and they don't need you running around screaming at the top of your lungs. So yeah, we had swimming. Mark did help me make a card for my mum for her birthday, for his nana, and we did video it, but I don't think I'll put it up because it's just a lot of him trying to do things that is not to do with the card. So I think I might refilm that one. So he loves it when I'll come out here and like, okay, I just need to do a short video, and he comes out and he sits on the chair. He's got his own chair out here with his blanket because apparently he's always cold out here. And I'll put my iPad on for him and he'll watch something and sit there while I'm filming. So yeah, that was my week. Did a little bit of crafting, but had a couple of nights that I just went, no, I need to just sit and watch TV and tune out and not think about anything. I think I've the canvas, the diamond painting that I'm working on inside is a biggie. He's a biggie. So I'm working on that very slow. It's also a lot of confetti, which I don't mind confetti, but there's a fair bit on it, so I'm working through it slowly. I'll get some more done. I kind of, because it's so big, I can't sit on the couch with anything. Like, it's too big to fit on the table that I have near the couch. Plus hubby's taken that over for his Warhammer stuff. So I did a fair bit of stitching, and I just sort of felt like last week I just wanted to sit on the couch, nice and comfy on the couch, instead of sitting at the dining room table on a dining room chair. So I had a bit of time off my diamond painting. That's why I thought I'd finish the one that we were doing in the Wip and Chat. Seems that we've been doing that one for a little while. I was working on that one with the Wip and Chat. I was working on a section at the time, but it has a lot of the colors and it's all repetitive all the way around it, being a mandala. So when I took it inside, I just took the cover off and worked on one color at a time, and it went a fair bit quicker. Yeah, so that's what I did with that one. We finished that. That didn't take me long. Once I decided to take it inside, I finished it that day. I've started doing some stitching, some cross stitching. So I did complete one small project, which I'll show you once I've unboxed it on the channel, for Seasons of Smalls, which is a community event running. I was also watching DP Adventure Addiction. I always get it round the wrong way. And her and Crafts with Crashly are starting a collab for, must be November. So head over to their channels if you want to see what's going on there. They've announced it, so you've got time to get something to do with it. I always find I use more wax with specials. Oh, that's what I did last night. I just looked over my emails. I got onto AliExpress last night before bed. I wasn't quite tired, and I shouldn't have, because I think I ordered like 6 things. Whoops. They seem to have come back quite quickly. So yeah, I've ordered a diamond painting to go and do with their collab, which will be cool. I think it'll be the first, other than smashing the specials. I haven't participated in anything. The Chuck Penson that's going on at the moment, it just doesn't. He's got beautiful artwork. It's absolutely beautiful. I love the artwork, but it's just not my thing. It's just not something I'd hang up in my house. It's not something I know of anyone else that I know of would hang up in their house. If they were Australian outback scenes or Australian landscapes, I'd be all over it. But it's just not something. It's got no memories. It's got nothing that I look at them and go, oh, I remember such and such's house like that. Or so Chuck Penson's not really my thing. And Drills and Chills, I just didn't find anything I really wanted to do. I'm not into the Halloween or spooky things. And for us we're not going into fall, we're going into summer. Nothing sort of jumped out at me that I wanted to do, so I haven't followed along with those ones. But I am looking forward to doing the one with Crafts with Crashly and DP Addiction Adventures. Yeah. Sorry, Jennifer, I keep getting it around the wrong way. My brain's not working, so yeah, looking forward to that one. Hopefully my canvas arrives in time to start that one, because I think I got a fair, not snack, it's a, I think I got 50 by 60, so it's not huge, but it is something that's going to take a little bit of time to do, so I'm looking forward to that one coming. I think it's a full drill. I didn't actually look at that. If it's a partial, it's not going to take me long to do it all. If it's a full drill, it is got some serious color blocking on it. But that's okay. I don't mind color blocking. I'm loving, I haven't got it in this pen, but I'm loving my Everlasting Tips. I'm using Paddy Wax today out here, but I've got the wax inside from Diamond Painting Pens Adelaide, and I'm loving that. I'm really enjoying using that. But man, the Everlasting Tips makes a difference. And also the pen that I'm using the Everlasting Tips in is a lot heavier than this, and I think I need to clean my pen out. I think I'm actually liking the heaviness rather than the lightness. Come on, I just want to do a few more. Stop coming out on me. Where else have we got 3s? I think that's everything. So we might leave that here today. We've got a fairly good start on that one. And we can finish this off afterwards. Actually, I reckon I'm going to fit all those 2s in. Let's try it. Or else that container's not going to want to shut. Maybe move that out of the way so I don't spill them all. It's going to look really cool because the 2s are all the outline. It's going to be really pretty. Really pretty blue is going to be nice on that. So yeah, that's what I like the little containers for. And I can just put it all away. It's very similar colours to this one here actually. So thank you very much for joining me for my Whip and Chat today. If you want to know anything or have a topic you'd like me to discuss, pop it down in the comments below. If not, we do have a very busy weekend coming up this weekend. Excuse me, we're heading up to a property to do some maintenance work. So I should have some good stories for you next week. Thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and I'll see you all in my next video. Take care. Bye.